Welcome to Ugh As If. Welcome, 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 welcome to our podcast.
Oh my God. The elusive Chanteuse, Mariah.
It's me.
The fucking building. Hello.
Hi. Welcome.
Oh, should I
That's
just
you next.
Oh, two. As if. Reclaiming the chick flick.
What? Like it's hard?
My name's Una.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Emma Joe.
And what?
And what?
Wow.
And what? Yeah, today we're back. We're back again. It's another Monday. And, you know, we're here to get your week started off on the right note.
Oh, so true. You
And
better.
that note, you may ask,
Is
she's the man.
Oh,
I was
I jump into it a bit quick.
it's okay. I missed what you said because I was just distracted by
Your own voice.
my own voice and my Starbucks color changing cup.
Yeah, okay.
this
So-
Starbucks color changing cup?
Oh,
Mhm.
this Starbucks color changing cup?
Yeah. The same one that all three of us have.
Yeah, this week on the pod, we're very excited to announce that we have all purchased the same cup. It is color changing. It's from Starbucks. Maybe you've heard of it. It's got an orange lid. Let me describe it a little bit. It's got some like white wispies, and then when you put cold liquid in the cup, it turns into colorful wispies. And there's an orange lid and a blue straw. The straw also changes from a light blue to a darker blue, and back again when you're done.
Amazing. Would you like to hear a little swallow?
Ooh. Ew.
I put my throat up to the microphone.
Not to be like consumers and like, yeah, but
Worse.
We are. We're good.
not to be fueling capitalism and consumerism, but yeah, everybody needs this cup. It has brought me so much joy in the 3 hours that I've owned it.
So good.
Yeah, not to like promote buying stuff, but also like I'm saying that now, but if Starbucks came to us and was like, "Hey, we want you to like do an ad for your," I'd say I would
If
not.
they were
say
like,
no.
we want to make an UGG as if color changing cup, I would buy a lot
Or
of
like, what if they did like an UGG as if like,
A drink.
yeah, like a,
Yeah.
and then you put it in the UGG as if
Yeah.
color changing cup.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
what color would the drink be? I think it would be purple.
Oh,
Pink.
what if we did like
Oh.
a pink cup and then like a fun? We could do like it could maybe be the like dragon fruit refresher.
I feel like like pink drink vibes, you know?
Oh yeah,
I think
Wow.
there should be glitter in it.
Oh,
you can get edible glitter.
Yeah, you can.
Perfect.
like in that wine. There's like the gold wine.
Oh my god. Or we could
Or
have
there's
like,
also-
that champagne with the cotton candy. That should
Yeah.
be our drink.
Oh my gosh,
Or
Starbucks sponsor us,
Have you
and
guys ever tried Vinique?
No.
it's not good.
It's not good. It's like it went viral sort of many years ago. And by many, I probably mean like 2016.
You're gonna say 20 years
And-
I
ago.
also thought you were gonna say
20
26 years ago.
Virality exists 20 years ago.
Only viral diseases, baby.
Hey.
All right. Yeah, it's like it's purple. It's a purple liquid. It's a liqueur, and it's got like glitter in it. So it's pretty. It's very like Tumblr-esque, but it's like vodka and Moscato.
It's
Oh.
disgusting.
It's really bad.
My I think I was in my first year of university in 2016, and the people on my dorm floor they bought it, and we were kind of like drinking together, and they let me try some of it, and it was disgusting, and I'm glad I never bought my own bottle.
It's not good.
God.
No, it's
I
not
bought a
worth it.
bottle.
Not missing out.
It's not good.
Anyway,
Anyway.
get the color changing cup. Oh, you know what? What a nice segue into our God, I'm the queen of segues. You know, this little segment that we are doing at the start of every episode now, so you get to know us. We thought this week we'd discuss our go-to Starbucks order, since apparently we're now sponsored by Starbucks.
I wish.
Hashtag not spawn right now.
Yeah,
Hashtag not an ad.
not an ad. Not sponsored.
Who would like to go first?
I guess I will because I made a sound.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. In the winter months, what I would like to have, I mean, honestly, all year round is a chag.
So
And
true.
For the noobs out there, that's a chai eggnog latte, and it's so good and so delicious. If it's not available, I'll just get a chai. And one time on my birthday, Una told me to get vanilla cold foam on top, and that was really good. So highly suggest, but no matter what, I'm getting a chai. I don't care about the sugar content. Thank you.
Also in the summer, you get a chai, right?
Iced chai.
Iced
Oh,
chai.
iced chai.
Yeah.
Very important to note.
Yeah.
It's good all year round.
My Starbucks drink. Well, this is a new drink. I mean, normally, like, I think if I don't really think about it very often, I'd get like some sort of iced coffee situation, iced latte. But lately, since they've introduced this like brown sugar oat espresso moment Americano, the iced one, the hot one's good too, but like I love an iced coffee. That is so good. It tastes like a snickerdoodle. It's the best thing ever. I really love it. I think I'll get it all year round. But normally, like when the Christmas drinks come out, I get a half sweet caramel brulee latte.
Wow. Really good for you.
And I also get in the fall drinks, I get a salted caramel mocha. Half sweet also.
Wow.
It's too much.
Okay. Now I have quite a few go-tos that really might just depends on my mood. For a coffee go-to, a hot coffee, I really like a grande Americano misto with soy milk, light water, and hazelnut syrup. I also really like a grande soy, no water, extra hot chai with an extra pump of chai, or the iced version. So like I usually get a venti if it's iced, soy iced chai with an extra pump of chai. Those are pretty much my go-tos. Today, though, I had a peach green tea lemonade, and that was delicious.
Oh,
I haven't had one of those in a while, and they're so good.
I haven't had one of those in ages.
Oh, I do like their like kind of iced teas. Like I used to always get the iced passion tea lemonade.
A classic.
That was very good.
Yeah.
So if you're ever looking to get us a little treat, now you know what we like.
If anybody wants to be our assistant, you know what to pick up for us before we get to our shoots.
Or we're gonna be really mad.
Yeah.
We're gonna fire you.
We're gonna fire you. We're gonna spank your bottom.
I would like to announce to the listeners that Una is currently wearing an Illyria sweatshirt or long sleeve. Is it a sweatshirt?
It's a sweatshirt. It's a
sweatshirt. And it's amazing. And I'm really happy that she wore it today.
I am too.
This is actually a recent purchase, even though my love for this film goes way back. I bought this recently, and I can't stop wearing it. So
and you shouldn't. Why would you stop? It's perfect.
It's a beautiful, bright color of red.
Right.
Let me tell you about who worked on this amazing 2006 film, She's the Man. We've got the director, Andy Fickman. You may know Andy. I don't actually know if Andy is a man or a woman. I'm going to assume
man.
Thank you.
Man.
I know.
Worked on The Game Plan, starring The Rock and Madison Pettis.
Shit.
You Again.
I like that movie.
A classic, probably on our list. And Race to Witch Mountain. Amazing.
Wonderful.
This is, of course, based off of William Shakespeare's play, The Twelfth Night. The screenplay is by Ewan Leslie, who is like the story writer. And then you're never going to believe this, people.
I know who.
Aaron McCullough and Kristen Smith of Legally Blonde, Ella Enchanted, Ugly Truth, House Bunny, added again with another hit. Amazing.
God.
Great
Can
work.
you believe that these two are so talented, and yet, like, I feel like nobody talks about them?
Right? Like, I think we need to be the official fan club of this pair, because they have all put out like so many amazing movies and amazing Shakespeare adaptations. Because they also did
10 Things I Hate About You.
And the TV show 10 Things I Hate About You, which is not great.
And The House Bunny, based on Macbeth.
based on Macbeth.
What if that were
That's
true?
good. That's funny. I was really sitting there for that, like 5 seconds, trying to play the plot of House Bunny and Macbeth. I was like, did I not know that? It's a joke, guys. It's just a joke.
If you guys fell for it,
We're like,
right in.
wow, really?
I fell for it a little.
Yeah.
So to continue here, we've got the costume design by Katya Stano. Sorry about the name pronunciations. And she has 39 credits, but the most notable to me was Jennifer's body. Hello.
Ooh.
Wow. Early 2000s icon.
Right? And then production design was done by David J. Boma, who works a lot with Andy Fickman on the game plan Race to Witch Mountain and recently Ozark. And this film is starring Amanda Bynes, Channing Tatum, Laura Ramsey, Vinnie Jones, and David Cross, among others.
Hell yeah, it is.
Wow. Well
Good.
done.
Really, really good. What a casting crew. Yeah. So let's get into what this movie's all about, Una. Do you want to tell us?
I'd love to. So, as Emma Jo says, this movie is based on William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, which is one of his comedies. And this adaptation is set in 2006, I guess, because it's when it came out. So we have Amanda Bynes playing the young Viola, soccer star, at her high school, Cornwall. And we see her 2 weeks before school is about to start. And she finds out that the women's soccer team has been cut. And so she would like to try out, she and her teammates would like to try out for the boys soccer team, of which her boyfriend, Justin Drayton, is the captain and goalkeeper. And the coach does not let them because he thinks that boys are stronger and faster and better than girls and that girls could never keep up with the guys on the team. Justin agrees with the coach, and so Viola dumps him on the spot and says, "Fuck y'all." And she goes home to find out her twin brother, Sebastian, is heading off for 2 weeks to London to play his music, and he needs her to cover for him. He's about to start school at Illyria, which is like a boarding high school because he got kicked out of Cornwall. And so instead of just calling in and covering for him saying he's sick, Viola decides to dress up as her twin brother, impersonate him so that she can play for the Illyria soccer team in their rival match against Cornwall because the two schools are rivals. So she's got 2 weeks basically to make this all happen. She enlists the help of her friend Paul, who is a hairdresser. We love Paul. And slap some sideburns and eyebrows and a wig on her and teach her how to walk and talk like a man. And off she goes to Illyria, where she meets her roommate, Duke Orsino, played by Channing Tatum, who is the captain of Illyria's soccer team. And I don't know, madness and fun and chaos and shenanigans. Basically, Duke is similarly to the play in love with Olivia, who is a beautiful young woman that goes to Illyria. Olivia falls in love with Sebastian, who is actually just Viola pretending to be her brother. And Viola falls in love with Duke. So that we got a love triangle. We've got impersonation. We've got soccer. And love. And it all ends with identities being revealed, Illyria winning the soccer game, and everybody coupling off with the person they are meant to be with. It's just a good time all around.
What more could you ask for from a movie?
Yeah, you know what else you could ask for? A nice soundtrack. All-American Reject style.
Hell yeah.
And we get that.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to share a fun fact because I'm really excited about it.
What is it?
Okay. Sebastian was originally supposed to be played by Jesse McCartney.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
Because Jesse and Amanda look alike, I guess.
I guess so.
I haven't thought about it before, but
I guess so.
I think that would have been a game changer.
That would have been amazing.
Career, I think.
That would have been
Yeah, I think he maybe wouldn't be irrelevant now. No offense to him.
Yeah, the
Sucks.
last song I really know by him is like Leavin'. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Leaving.
Never come
On a jet plane. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's him.
I'm leaving on a jet plane.
Fun fact.
Oh my god. But yeah, this movie is like iconic. I think it would have changed his career, but instead it started the career of Channing Tatum. Kind of ended the career of Amanda Bynes in a way.
Aw.
In a way, yeah, that's sad. And
She did more after that, right?
but it's kind of we can talk. I mean, we could go into this now, but it kind of began her like kind of spiral, you could say.
Go for Miss Ma'am.
We miss
Yeah.
her. We love her.
We really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, we could talk about that later.
Yeah.
I mean, should we just like go into initial thoughts, reactions?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. This is a great movie. I I don't know. I think this was like quite a big movie. I don't think it was as big for me as it was for you guys. I think I don't know why. Like sometimes like for the listeners, I am not much older than these two. I'm like just shy of 2 years older, but sometimes like that's very noticeable in like the things that were like interesting to you as a kid. I'm like, this was big for me, but not as big.
That's
That's so interesting how those like 2 years changed like what were like
I know.
formative things for each of us.
I know it's weird.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like I think I watched this movie as a like probably close to when it came out, maybe a couple years after it did. Because yeah, okay, I would have been 8 when it came out. And I think I, loved it. But the moment I knew I loved this movie was when we rewatched it in my 9th grade English class because we were studying 12th night.
Aw.
That's so
And yeah, so my teacher played the movie for us and I watched it that time in class. We finished it. I went home that same day and watched it again.
Oh my
I was
god.
like, oh my god, I forgot how much I love this movie. And then I watched it again the next day. So I had we had 3 viewings in like less than 48 hours. Like
You said triathlon.
truly. And it was just because I think I forgot that the movie existed until we watched it in class. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot how much I love this movie. And then just could not get enough. And then I've had, like several annual viewings, like every year. Like I watch it so many times a year. Like I freaking love this movie.
Aw.
It's actually like these movies, like the like Shakespeare adaptations, are such an effective learning tool. Like when in grade 12 we studied Othello and we watched the movie O, and I became obsessed with Othello, and then we ended up doing that in 4th year. But like I think they're really like it's like the high school adaptations are so effective. It makes the conflict like a little bit more believable in like today's terms because like teenagers are bad at communicating.
Yeah.
True. Well, and I mean, I love Shakespeare in its purest form, but I also think that like the reason we continue to study Shakespeare and the reason that we love those stories, it's not necessarily the language, it's not necessarily like it is the story, it's the plots that kind of remain relevant and you can kind of tweak to fit a lot of different scenarios and timelines and time periods, and yeah, so
Totally.
it just shows how adaptable they are, and like the reason they're so good is because they're that adaptable and always remain relevant in a way. You can make them relevant.
Yeah, they serve as like really fantastic baseline stories that you can jump off of in so many different directions. And because that's happened so much, people are constantly trying to like outdo it and like find the next thing, like the next version of this. And how can I make, whatever play it is more approachable for a younger audience or things like that, which movies like this do a great job of.
Yeah.
Okay. This movie.
This movie.
Like, back to the movie. This movie really was my sexual awakening also.
Oh my God, seriously?
Like young teen. Like I think growing up I'd always had like crushes on like characters or like guys or whatever. But this I think was maybe the first time I was ever like, that man is sexy and I want to kiss him. Like next level. That man being Channing Tatum.
First time he is shirtless and ripped.
Yeah.
This is his prime, I think, also.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah,
it really is. Like, this is like when I imagine Channing Tatum, like that's the Channing Tatum I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Modern Channing Tatum, I'm not as sure. Still,
he's a little older than us. So
well, yeah, he's a tad older, and he's still a handsome fella. Sure,
absolutely.
He's just a little more like block looking.
He looks. I've been known to say Channing Tatum now looks a little bit like a thumb.
A thumb? Oh, right, from
kids. Oh my God, why is that the most accurate thing I've ever heard? But like a very handsome thumb.
Oh my God, do you guys think
really
Channing Tatum has worked with Starbucks and now Starbucks is not going to work with us?
Please, Starbucks, forgive us.
They love Channing Tatum and they'll never.
It's okay, we'll cut this out in post.
Use offer code as if for 20% off your next chai tea latte.
Use code Channing the thumb. For $25 on and added to.
Yeah, like the way that this movie like kind of shaped my understanding of like how things are supposed to be. I think like looking back, I'm like, okay, maybe some of those things were kind of problematic, but like I think like not only was this like a sexual awakening, but also like I think this movie kind of taught me like how you're supposed to behave with your crush, how you're supposed to like flirting techniques, like, you know, I think it like was like, because I was pretty young, like we were like 8 when it came out.
Yeah.
Like, I think I learned a lot of those things from this movie, and I don't think I necessarily took all of them with me, but that was my first exposure to a lot of these things.
I think you're right. I must have the same experience, I think.
Same. Yeah. I think that feels right.
Yeah, like him flipping the phone open, I was like, oh, do that someday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is one of the first ones so far in our series that has some like really good rom-com trope stuff that, you know, we'll get into later, but I really was like, there's parts of this that, you know, are strong in that way. This movie is filmed in Vancouver.
It sure is.
The stadium at the Illyria Stadium is the UBC Stadium.
Mm-hmm. So. And when Viola there's a montage of her walking along the street, mimicking the men she sees, trying to get like her male gait stance ready. It's Granville Street.
Yep.
I read that apparently like he was actually like some of the people in the movie were just like civilians too.
Yeah, like that was real. And also Andy Fickman and Amanda Bynes before filming went to the mall and just like walked around and like people watched the dudes to try and like take inspiration for her. Yeah. So like they basically like kind of refilmed what they had already done.
Oh, I love that. Did she also find her weird man accent at the mall?
Oh my God. We have to talk about that.
I love it. I think it's so funny. I think I do that accent all the time. Word G-man.
So odd. Like, how did that? I just would love to know like how that came to be. Like how that was like my boy voice is gonna be like, hey.
It's like I also saw somebody say that it kind of sounded like a bad Shrek impression.
Oh.
Yeah.
In my mind, that was all Amanda Bynes. Like I feel like that was just her like
so too.
Like
funny lady.
Improving, and I think it's so funny, and I think I've done that little voice like probably a million times in my life because of her.
Yeah,
I love it.
So good.
It's so stupid because like what if some guy just came up to you and was talking like that? Like
very odd.
You're like, I have to believe this is your voice.
Yeah,
you just
and then when she pulls out her like own actual voice, I'd be like, well, that sounds more real in a way. I'd be so confused.
Yeah.
Well, and like you can really tell. You can really tell, I think, in the scene where she's trying to teach Duke how to talk to girls, and she was like, "Hi, I'm Viola," and like switches to her like girl voice, and he's like, whoa, what the hell, that's so accurate. She's like, yeah, I used to imitate my sister a lot, it's no big deal. Like,
Yeah.
you can really hear the difference in their voices. It's so funny.
What do we think like our nostalgia meter is on this movie?
It's very hard for me to tell because I've seen this movie so many times. Like, it was almost even hard for me to focus on this rewatch because I was just like, I just know what happens. Like, I don't even need to watch the movie to know what happens. So it's hard for me to tell. I think because of what we were saying earlier, like the fact that it's based on this plot that is hundreds of years old and has held up throughout that time. I think it would still be a good movie. Maybe not, I might not like it as much as I do. Yeah, I think I would give this like a 2.
Yeah, I probably agree. I think like there's definitely some things that haven't aged as well, but I think like generally the storyline is, I think it's like some things that like unfortunately like I can sit there and like be like, oh, I can look past these things.
Yeah.
But maybe that's because I've seen it before, but it's really a very fun movie. Like I had a blast, and I think
it's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little higher on the nostalgia meter for me. Is I can't remember.
Yeah, like higher, like 5.
Higher. Yeah, so 0, 1 is like
right.
So good, stands the test of time, would love it even if I watch it for the first time today. 5 is like, no, this movie is only good because of my nostalgia tied to it.
I think I'd probably put it like at a 3 or 3.5.
Yeah.
Because I do think if this came out today, like I definitely would feel weird watching this. There's a lot of like, really like biology based gender stuff that I don't would really get made in the same way today. And like it's easy to like, ignore it because it is a nostalgic thing and it was made like, quite a while ago. So that makes me fine with it. But, obviously if that came out now, I'd be like, I don't know about this.
Yeah,
I feel like we're past this point. And then like also like my enjoyment of it. Like, I probably wouldn't like enjoy like a teen movie in this fashion as like the teen movies that come out now. I tend to not like love them as much, obviously, because they're not made for me. Yeah, but like it's a great movie. Like I loved watching it, but I probably would say for me, I'd put it a little higher on the nostalgia.
It's so hard to identify nostalgia and like remove it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
I really struggle with that.
Yeah,
but
it is hard.
Like I think if it came out exactly as it is today, I'd
have some qualms.
I'd have some qualms.
Yeah, like there'd just be things that I'd be like, I don't know about all that.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we were saying how timeless this plot is, but in a way, now that like the stories I think are written well, obviously, but with gender changing and like gender, the way we look at gender, as it's no longer a binary for most of us, like, not everybody, because a lot of people still look at it that way, but as people are progressing, this doesn't really like you couldn't really tell the story the same way this like today.
Yeah,
it definitely couldn't be called She's the Man.
No, like the whole plot kind of wouldn't like really fly.
Yeah, I it's like interesting to think about because it's like she could dress up as her brother, but I think if this movie was made in 2021, I think it would be a pandering movie. I think it would be like, I don't know, they'd be like really commenting on it a lot, I think. And like the opposite way.
And I hope that like, I mean, the whole reason that she does this is because she's not allowed to play in the boys soccer team. So, I mean, hopefully that wouldn't be an issue today. Like, let whoever play on whatever team they want to play on, but even that is like we're still not 100% there.
No, God,
yeah,
no.
like the sexism conversation was really I guess like that was the conversation to be had at that time. So in that way, like in 2006, way to go, She's the Man.
And well, we've also moved away from like sex-based discussions around gender. Like we don't really even I don't use the word sexism anymore because like that's not really that's not what we're referring to anymore. Like we would call it misogyny now.
Misogyny,
yeah.
I am I'm learning something new right
Oh
now.
my God. And I hope everybody
Never
listening
say
at home is
something
also
new.
learning something new.
It's just, yeah, like it's a very like it's very
Yeah.
like it was a lot more sex based, and now we've moved away from that, and our idea of relating to gender is not based on biology and sex, because sex
Yeah.
still exists, but gender is a little more fluid.
Yeah.
And I hope continues to become more so, obviously. So there's a lot of elements. I mean, I think it could be made today if you got really creative. I could see like a version of it that I don't know what it would be, but I could see I could see something. You just have to, it would have to be in the right hands.
And it might be a really interesting, like depending on who's telling the story, it might be a really interesting discussion about gender and how we view gender. Again, I don't know how we would tell that story. And I, as a cis, straight, white woman, probably shouldn't be telling it. But like, I don't have really any experiences with gender fluidity because I feel very comfortable in the gender. I've always felt comfortable in my gender that matches my sex, but so somebody else might have a very interesting way to make this story relevant now and have a really interesting discussion about gender using this like kind of stock plot line from hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, I guess we're kind of jumping ahead to like talking about all this, but that's okay. But like also like sexuality would be such an interesting discussion in a version that came out this year, because there's so much like untouched, like Duke being really confused about his feeling about Sebastian and be like, don't use that voice anymore. Like, obviously, if that moment happened in 2021, I think there would be a bit more of like an exploration of like what's going on in Duke's head, what's going on in Olivia's head, because Olivia is also like being like, Sebastian has such like refined features. Like,
sensitive.
Yep.
Like, I think that would all be such an interesting thing to look into if in the 2021 version, which is probably should happen. Let's get on it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna remake this, huh?
Come on, Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Sponsor us so we can make this.
After just saying we shouldn't touch it. Like, actually, yeah.
We'll fund it if somebody else has a really cool idea.
Yeah, I'll fund
We'll fund it via Starbucks.
Yeah, our $25 charge on the Channing Tatum code.
$29 coffee for you.
How did this movie influence fashion? Because I don't think it did.
I don't think it did at all. I was really trying to find
ass costumes.
There are.
To be fair, they're really fitting for the time.
Yes.
Totally.
Like they're so accurate. Like the Quicksilver like t-shirt over the like long sleeve shirt with the like baggy jeans and the ugly belt. Like it's so ugly, but it's so accurate for that time period.
You know what though is kind of interesting? Like we've talked a lot about in a few movies, we've been like, I don't know if this influenced fashion or if this was influenced by the fashion at the time. But I think maybe we were too young to know. Like
Really
maybe
good
these
point.
did influence fashion more than we realize.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's a really good point.
I don't know.
It's like
It's just impossible.
we were 8 and 10 when this came out. We didn't know what was going on. We were like, I would like to wear Gymboree still. Maybe not then.
Queen of
Please,
Gymboree.
Please, Mom. I wore Please,
Please,
Mom.
Mom.
You guys know that store?
Please, Mom. Oh, I think you're
Yeah, what about
Mom.
Please,
what
Mom.
about Paul Frank?
Yep. I had a Paul Frank shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a really
yeah,
good point, though. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of feel like we might be right, and it might just be influenced by the fashion at the time. But maybe Quicksilver got like bigger after that. I don't know.
Who knows? Not I.
I think
If you were slightly older when this movie came out and you know,
let us know. Let
yeah,
us
inform us.
Keep us posted, oldies.
I think like the most quintessentially terrible 2006 outfits were like at the carnival, like the two friends with their outfits were like
I liked them a little.
so 2006.
Wait, the guys or the girls?
The girls.
Oh, I thought they were kind of fun.
They're like cute, but they're really 2006.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god.
I don't remember what they're wearing. I was doing a plank and I didn't see.
While you were watching this movie,
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing.
you did not take this seriously enough, clearly.
I did one plank. Okay, I did one plank one time.
I think I believe Kia, her name is, in the scene where they're in Cesario's, and she's like flirting with Viola as Sebastian. She's wearing like this teeny tiny little mini skirt and this crop top, and it's so fun. It's like it's not anything I would ever wear, but it's so fun to look at now.
Yeah. Oh my
Those
God.
ones are fun. Like when the girls come in that scene, their outfits are like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know what the other girl's name is, but her like
Yvonne.
sundress. Oh, yeah.
What's going on, Yvonne?
Like, oh wow. And also like I think probably the most fashionable character is Monique, of course.
Monique, absolutely. Absolutely.
Totally.
She is more what I think when I think early 2000s fashion. And she's got some cute little like low-rise jeans, colorful tops, her little like is she wearing like a little Louis Vuitton little bag, like baguette bag?
I think
She's a
so.
little baguette.
Which is coming back. So there we go. Monique's on it.
Yay.
Viola, I mean, it's hard because like a lot of them are in school uniforms or like soccer uniforms
Yeah.
a lot of the time. So
Yeah.
there's less room.
Because like Viola, she is either in a uniform all the time, and anytime she's her character, she's at like one of the events where she has to be wearing a gown, which is not really in her character.
Yeah, definitely
Like
not.
the only time she's really dressed as herself is like the very beginning of the movie,
In like a hoodie.
and then in the very end when she's in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we think about like the debutante gowns?
There was a lot of really ugly ones. Like
So
none of
ugly.
the ones they featured were really ugly, but it was like the ones that they were making fun of, like the ones that her mom picked, or like in the background of the scenes, you could see like the huge puffy sleeves. But like everything that like Olivia and Viola ended up wearing in the end, like those were all like pretty. They were just like simple, like pretty gowns.
Yeah, I like the one Viola wears at the end.
Yeah, the green one.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think I liked that one a lot when I was a kid. I think I saw that dress and I was like, gorgeous.
Well, and I think it was kind of fun because like most people are wearing white. I think you're supposed to wear white, and she's like, "No, I'm gonna wear green." And it was like, "Oh my god, she's a rebel. She's different."
She's a rebel. Yeah, yeah. There's not like a lot of like iconic looks from this movie. I think like the most iconic look is probably just like Viola Sebastian. Like that's a look.
Yeah.
The wig and
The wig and the sideburns and the brows and the binding.
You know what my most iconic look is from this movie? Sebastian's compression shorts around his calves.
Oh yeah, right.
There's something about that shot that is like burned into my head. Like I don't know
Sexual awakening.
I guess so. His knees. But it really like every time I see it, I'm like, wow, I know that one.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
there's
God.
not aside from that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like
Oh, I like the mom's outfits.
Yeah, she's fun.
Classic like debutante mommy.
They are like kind of Chanel-esque suit moment. Those are I love that.
And the dad's outfit at the soccer game.
Yeah, with the little sweater tied around his neck. Anyway, yeah, I definitely don't think the fashion is at the forefront of this movie. Don't think it's the most important or the best part, but we got some good moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like some would we consider perhaps it an accessory, the tampon up the nose?
I think so. Did you know they had to custom make a tampon for Amanda Bynes because her nose was too small for a regular tampon?
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
I did not know that. They made her a tiny little nose tampon.
Yeah, they made her a tiny little nose tampon.
Oh, did you know that Channing Tatum at the audition put the whole applicator up his nose?
The plastic applicator up his nose.
Didn't know how tampons worked.
We all read the same BuzzFeed article, huh?
I guess so. As we tend to do before these recordings.
I actually read the Insider article because I'm just a little cultured. Just the thing about me. People don't know that about me.
Insider really cultured.
I'm very cultured.
They talk about Frenemies podcast.
Yeah.
David Dobrik
YouTuber drama.
Is there a lot about this movie that remains relevant or like iconic that like people still talk about to this day?
Yes, absolutely.
I think yes.
Beginning with your sweater, ending with millions of quotes that are often shared.
So many quotes. Like so many. I wrote so many down.
I literally have a list and like there's probably like 30.
I know.
I don't even know like what to pick. Like this is probably one of the most quotable movies ever. And also like so many hilarious side characters. It's just like
Yes.
a laugh a second.
This is like the opposite of 13 Going on 30 because we were really struggling to find any side characters. This one, I like all of them are so good.
Yes, I agree.
I think we should all say some of our favorite quotes. There are so many, but there's just they deserve some time. Viola, end of discussion. Fine. End of relationship. Ooh.
I love, of course, like 1-800-BIATCH.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
So good.
I wrote down, when we first started going out, you couldn't kiss at all.
Oh, that's such a good one.
I used to
So
really
good.
stick in my head.
Me too.
Well, speaking of the tampon moment, like I love it absorbs right up.
Yep.
Or like there's like even in just that one scene, there's like Andrew says, "Freshman dorms that away, Twiglet." Like, and then like this whole scene is like, then they're like, "Why do you look so young?" Like, you know, and I skipped a few grades. I'm brilliant. Shh.
Yeah.
So good.
I know I've said it already, but Word G-man.
Maybe one of the most iconic, in my opinion. I'll never forget this. When Monique says, "Girls with asses like mine do not talk to boys with faces like yours."
Yeah. My God.
That is like one of the most iconic comeback lines I've ever heard. Oh, sorry. This quote is like from the play, and it's like very nice. "Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them." This
Really
makes
good.
me emotional.
Really shakes. Oh
Yeah.
wow. There's so
So
many
good.
quotes. Like we could literally we could recite the whole movie, and there's just like that's the thing that I think part of what keeps this movie so relevant is just like how quotable it is and how many like moments like I just think about so often, like the tampon thing, or like teaching how to flirt and like all that stuff like comes to mind so often.
Even when I like see Gouda, I'm like, I think of this movie. Like
Right?
there's just certain things
Totally.
that tie me back to this movie just in everyday life.
Yeah.
This movie is probably my first introduction to Gouda. I don't
would say
Yeah,
the same.
honestly.
I feel like it became more relevant. I think I like wanted Gouda after. I was like, Mama,
I think
have
so
Gouda.
too.
That big wheel.
We need Gouda in the
looks
house.
really good.
Stat.
Give me some smoked Gouda stat.
Imagine how expensive that big wheel of Gouda is that she got.
Oh yeah.
Duke.
So expensive.
My God.
The
Don't
cost
forget.
of these?
They're rich.
True.
Right.
But yeah, that would be expensive. You're right.
Well, though, does she have an allowance? I don't know.
She must have. She bought sideburns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd like to know, like, how does she know this hairdresser? It's never ever explained.
Kind of strange.
I have never thought about it until this viewing, but I was like, is Paul, he must not be in high school because he's like a fully like established hairdresser, I guess. And I love him. How did they become friends? What's his backstory? I need to know more about Paul.
Right?
Yeah, like, is this okay?
No idea.
Like,
I don't know how they know each other. I'd love to know how they know each other.
yeah. And it like feels like slightly more acceptable that he's like hanging around a bunch of teenagers because he's like kind of queer coded, but he's like not explicitly.
Well,
So because he's like kind of like, you know,
at the end though, like when they're at the debutante like ball, like the very end, he and Andrew have a little moment.
I forgot about that.
So, and Andrew's a high school student, so
Oh yeah.
Maybe he's a dropout.
Yeah.
sure, let's go
don't
with
know.
that.
We don't know.
He is he's the dropout, and he went to beauty school.
He's the opposite of Frenchie.
Yeah, he really is.
The dropout to beauty school pipeline.
It is. Oh my god.
Good for him. Good for
He's
Paul.
a Frenchie success story.
Oh.
I hope there's nothing bad about Paul because I have to have that be the storyline because I love Paul. And
Yeah. Beauty of it is we can make it up because they didn't tell us.
yeah, so he's a dropout.
He's a dropout.
Let's hope so. Or maybe
And
he's like just a year older than them or something. Like,
Yeah, like maybe he went to school with them. He was like in grade 12 and they were in grade 11.
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
he graduated and they're friends.
you never know.
sure.
You just don't know.
God.
All apologists. Apologists.
Oh my
Anyway.
god. What else has remained like relevant or iconic? Like this isn't, you know, it's not like featured in any like music videos that I can think of or like anything like that. But it's like you said, like I feel like just because it's so quotable and
Yeah, and like I think probably also like, you know, this is like what kind of kickstarted Channing Tatum's career.
yeah, it really is.
Or if he'd only been in, I think, like a Red Bull commercial or a Mountain Dew commercial or something, some sort of soft drink.
Can I share a fun fact
Share a
that I
fun
read
fact.
about this Mountain Dew commercial?
Were you also in it?
No, I wish. God, I wish. No, apparently the cast went to go see a movie. They went to go see Mr. and Mrs. Smith in theaters while they were filming. And they were sitting in the movie theater waiting for the movie to start, and his Mountain Dew commercial came on the big screen, and they all fucking flipped their lids. Like they went crazy. And it was like the first time Channing had seen himself on like a big screen. And like everybody in the theater was like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? But he was right there.
I love that.
Yeah, I think he'd been in one movie before this, but in a very minor role, and this was his first like leading role. Like this really did kickstart his career. So
Yeah.
and now he's a household name.
He sure is.
Now we all know his body so well from Magic Mike and Magic Mike XXL.
XL.
You do.
Yeah. Another fun fact. Brittany Snow was like possibly considered for this movie. I don't know if for the role of Viola or for Olivia or what, but she couldn't do it because she got the lead in John Tucker Must Die, which was filming at the exact same time in Vancouver. So the cast hung out all the time
Oh my
and
god.
like party together and stuff, which like I can imagine that. That to me is like the dream. Like
Wow.
That's
And
pop
the
culture
vibes
impact.
of those movies
Yes.
are like really similar.
similar.
Yeah,
And
they
the
are.
posters, even they have like a bunch of people on a white background.
Yeah,
Oh,
the red, like they're both red movies.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
agree.
red and
They are
white.
red movies.
Yes.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Bitch.
I wish I could be there for that. Like
Me
I want to be a
Oh my
fly on the wall.
god. Wow.
Wow, my god.
Wow. So pop culture, baby.
That's
Things
iconic.
impacted.
Knowing that they partied, like I wish there were tabloid photos.
Oh my god.
Me too.
Right?
Maybe there are. Maybe we should go searching for some.
We should. And if there are any, we'll post them.
Yeah.
On a gazif.
On
Shameless
August.
plug.
What about like? I guess we've kind of already touched on like the soundtrack. Like we've got a lot of All American Rejects, which is this is probably how I found out about them, and I love them.
Sorry, Dirty Little Secret also in John Tucker Must Die. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
like
And they also play sports.
oh my god,
They
these
sing
two
along.
movies, like, wow,
We will do John
Wow.
Must Die someday, and I will
Such a good
be
movie.
in
so good.
really a state
Such
of
a
joy.
good movie. Oh,
Anyway, sorry, I just forgot about that. We were talking about the similarities.
That's crazy.
Yeah, All American Rejects for sure.
So good. And I like the opening credits
Yes.
right are like so iconic. Like when we were watching this, I said to Kelly, I was like, this is how I thought life was supposed to be.
oh yeah. We were like, should we have been jocks?
Playing sports seems like a
Yeah,
blast.
we're like people who play sports seem to be having a lot of fun.
Hey, you know what? As a former jock,
Yeah.
absolutely correct. It is fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
I like art better, but it is fun.
Well,
I'm
people
very
are,
competitive,
like-
so
People are always like on a beach, like playing a game.
yeah, we can still do that. Don't worry.
I'd like to.
Well, we can.
Okay, I can't wait.
This movie made me want to be a soccer star. Like I cannot
Oh.
tell you how badly I wanted to play soccer after seeing this.
Wow.
And then I did have my moment in high school. In the 10th grade, in high school, they needed a goalkeeper because their usual goalkeeper was injured, and I was very tall and I was good at volleyball. So they were like, "You're at least somewhat athletic." So I was a goalkeeper, and I really lived out my "she's the man" fantasy. And I made it into the city paper, newspaper.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a photo of me
Famous.
stopping a ball.
Stopping the ball.
Didn't realize I was talking to Una Wreckage of newspaper fame.
Yeah, of Burnaby Times or something. I don't know. So
It's also like Amanda Bynes did a very good job at the soccer.
She did.
yes.
And
She really did.
She picked it all up just for the movie, which is honestly all of them were very good. Like all those
Mhm.
crazy tricks they did, very impressive.
Well, I didn't know that. I feel like I'm dominating this conversation. I just read a lot of information before this, and I just want to
It's
share
a
it all.
Movie.
It's my third favorite movie.
Yeah.
That's no joke.
Yeah.
It's number 3. I mean,
Number
top
3.
3. Anyway, Channing Tatum, that like bicycle kick he does in the air at the end, like the last
Mhm.
like one of the goals in the last game. He did that himself. Like, that
Wow.
was him.
Crazy.
That's
He he had a stunt double, like he had a guy who knew how to do it, but he practiced that apparently every day before filming, according to Andy Fickman. And he basically was like, Andy, how many takes do I get? Like, I want to try and do it myself. Like, how many takes do we have time for me to try before we have to bring the stunt double? And Andy was like, we only really have time for 2. And he's like, okay. And he got it on the first one. Like,
that makes him so much hotter.
no, right?
Too hot.
Also, I think soccer players are the sexiest athletes. I think that is the sexiest sport you can play.
Oh my God. Do you follow Cristiano Ronaldo on Instagram? Isn't he
No.
the most followed person?
He is the most followed person.
Wow.
I thought he got overtaken by somebody else, but
I don't think
I think
so.
he's keeps getting back up there.
I think so
good for
too.
him. Good for him.
Soccer is crazy to me because that field is so big.
Big.
So
It's
big.
For no reason.
Run so much.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, it's so different from football where like football, they stop, like also a football field is huge, but they stop and start football so much where soccer, like you're just constantly running for like so long.
Running. Oh my God. I played soccer, hated it.
Yeah, that's why I hated it too.
That's why I was the goalie.
I was goalie for like one half of a game. So a quarter, maybe, if that, probably 10 minutes. They pulled me out of there so fast. I was awful. They're like, let's take the smallest girl on the team who hates the game, put her in goal. Put her in goal.
Put her in goal.
See what happens. She's never done it, not even in a practice. Put her in. What? Shocking.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I really hated it.
sad you didn't thrive.
It's okay.
Sorry to hear that.
I found my calling in dancing in the house.
Dancing in the house.
That's my
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like rugby players.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I like basketball players, just because I think I need to contribute to the sports conversation.
Sure. I think soccer players are so sexy.
We gotta get you one. If there's any soccer players out there listening, you can DM us at Algazif Podcast on any social media, and Una will respond because she is the social media manager.
And if you're not a soccer player and you know a soccer player, just set it up.
You do the same thing, but give us their at.
Yeah.
We'll slide in ourselves.
Or tell them, be like, hey, slide in.
Slide in.
Okay, I don't know if you guys, I'm going to say something controversial yet brave that I don't
knew you were going to say that.
agree with. It's not really that controversial. I just don't know if anyone will agree. But at the start of the movie, watching Amanda Bynes just like walk around and stuff, I was like, this is not crazy. I just feel like she reminds me of like early like Disney Channel Miley Cyrus in some ways. Like I almost feel like they tried to make Miley go like be the next Amanda, maybe.
I think you're right about that. I definitely see that.
And like her like facial expressions and stuff, it's very like Disney Miley, you know?
Yeah, I think like they tried to make Miley like Amanda, but like slightly more like glam and girly, because Amanda was kind of like that tomboy sort of feel. I mean, tomboy back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally get it. Like very funny, kind of quirky.
Yeah, like I was watching her like, you know, walk behind the dudes in the street, like try to be them. And I was like, oh, that kind of feels like Miley to me. Like that feels like Hannah Montana era. Yeah.
I get that.
Right?
I really do.
Yeah.
Very controversial, very brave of you.
Well, I'm a brave girl.
Really brave. Well, let's stay on this controversial track.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what aged poorly. What doesn't hold up? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I will start by saying that there's a lot of moments in the movie, a lot of misogynistic moments, but I think they're all like done so that you criticize those moments. Like none of them feel like they're the actual opinions of like the writers or the people making the movie. They're all like, you can see like Viola like roll her eyes at a lot of them, or like she's saying some of them to try and fit in with the guys and kind of making fun of them, and you can tell she doesn't agree with them. And like, you know, any of those moments, because I perked my ear up at a couple of them and I was like, no, but like they're meant to be like criticized. So I'll say that.
There's even like moments where like Viola as Sebastian says something like really crude, and then Duke's like, oh, treat women with more respect.
Yeah.
They use it as like a way to make him look like a really good guy too, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, he's so aware of women's needs.
One of my notes literally it says misogyny, but it's on purpose.
Yes, exactly. Misogyny on purpose.
That's the whole point of the film, is to like make you reevaluate like, ways in which you're misogynistic.
Yeah. Well, even the inciting incident of like, them not like their team getting cut and then them trying to get onto the, like, everything the coach says in that scene is like, well, girls aren't smarter, faster, or stronger than boys. And then the whole movie is them trying to prove that wrong.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Dinklage, the coach, another fun fact, sorry, he's a soccer player in real life.
Yes.
Like a pro soccer player. Yeah. Anyway, he says, here at Illyria, we don't discriminate based on gender.
Yeah.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say like that stuff is all, it's fine because it's not like, it's not a statement he's making. Like, I mean, we touched on most of it before, like the things that like don't hold up well, which I would just sort of boil down to biology and sex-based conversations surrounding gender.
And humor stemming from that, like definitely jokes about that.
Definitely. Yeah, I can get a little transphobic potentially for sure. What also though interesting, because this was kind of circulating on Twitter recently. Again, this interview Amanda Bynes did in 2018. I don't know if you guys saw this, but
this was what I was referring to earlier.
Yeah, she talked about how she like had like a really after seeing herself as a boy. And I saw this conversation on Twitter talking about, like it being used as an example of how like cis people can also experience gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like it's a really interesting article. Yeah, and like I guess what I was going to bring up earlier too is like that this movie in a way is kind of what brought forth like her kind of, I guess I don't really know how to refer to it, like I guess it's her like kind of public spiral, I suppose you could say. And like because like she experienced quite a lot of like body dysmorphia and like gender dysphoria from seeing herself as a boy. And a lot of I was recently watching this video that like went really deep into like everything that she kind of went through, and a lot of what she talked about like when she was really active on Twitter in that one era was she was really, really obsessed with her image and she did not want to be perceived as ugly. And I think that this movie really like from that article or the interview she did with MSN, like it really seemed like this movie like kind of kickstarted this idea that she really felt that she was like really ugly. And I think she was saying that she like I think was on drugs one time when she watched it, and she like could not escape the image of herself. And it's very interesting because like and then the whole discussion around like the fact that like the kind of gender confusion she was also experiencing in like obviously a different way, but like
Whoa, that's so like intense. Like
it like really, really hurt her, I think, to view herself like as a boy.
Well, what a shame that like this movie that's brought like such joy to like myself and a lot of people clearly, because it still has such a following 15 years after it came out, was so harmful to the lead actor in it. Which I mean, I don't think that's necessarily the fault of the movie. Like I don't think that I don't know. Like I don't necessarily see anything wrong with like a woman dressing up as a man, and like the plot I don't think is problematic in itself. I think the way that it's talked about, the way gender's talked about and made fun of or joked about is where the problems lie. So I don't think it's necessarily the fault of the movie that was her experience, but it is definitely like it's a shame that happened, obviously. And I mean, you know what? Justice for freaking Amanda Bynes and Lindsay Lohan and Britney Spears and all of these women who at this time were seen as crazy and having these public breakdowns and, just made fun of and just slammed in the press for experiencing these very real like things and just not getting any sympathy at all from anybody. And like, I mean, we all felt we were all part of it. We all fed into it. And it's just, it's so gross to look back on now. And it's, I just such a shame because they deserved better. And like so many people do, but
Yeah.
That I feel like the early 2000s like era of, the who became to be known as like the party girls of that era and stuff like that. I feel like that whole time was like the climax of pop culture. Like I don't think it'll ever be the same as that in a lot of really good ways. I think like it was just
entertaining for sure.
super, super entertaining.
Yeah.
Not lie. And a big reason of why like I love like pop culture iconography and part of why like I love these movies sometimes is because of all the other stuff surrounding them. But at the same time, it's super fucked up. And like not only like do we view like how the public affected them, but also like how the people in Hollywood at that time like affected like youth who were growing like us really. Like this is kind of separate, but like I remember like our friend Emma, she showed me recently it was like an invitation to a party that I think Nicole Richie and Misha Barton were hosting. And like it said on like the invitation, like no one over 100 pounds is allowed. Like, so
from that, like in the past, or is this year?
No, it was from the past. It was like an old, like leaked, like party invitation at Misha Barton's house. And it was like, no fat girls. If you're over 100 pounds, like don't come, start starving yourself now, bitches. Like,
oh my God.
It's just crazy.
So
like all like the way like public affected them and then they affected us. It's just like, it's a very like toxic yet symbiotic relationship.
True. Truly.
Like in the past couple years, there's been all these different documentaries and stuff where we're coming to the kind of end of this cycle where we're seeing like, there's like the Framing Britney Spears and the Paris Hilton documentary. And there's been lots of different like articles about all of these stars from the early 2000s. And now as a public, we're all learning about the impact that we've had on them. And I think it's really interesting, like mostly in the past even year that these documentaries have come out. And then in the way these documentaries are again exploiting them and their stories again for a different reason.
It's very interesting.
Back to the actual movie itself, I think so we've discussed like obviously everything based on gender and those possibly transphobic, and there's just conversations and jokes made at the expense of these conversations around gender that just don't hold up. In terms of like representation, I think this is maybe it's still not good, but one of the better movies that we've discussed so far. We have they are side characters, but they're like featured a fair amount in the movie, like with Toby and with Yvonne, to like, they're both the best friends of the main characters. Again, still, they don't have a ton of screen time. They don't have a ton of lines. I think even Andrew, the other friend, has maybe more. Well, they're fairly equal, but I feel like maybe Andrew has some more lines than Toby does. I don't know. Slightly better.
Romantic situation, at least.
Yes, and he is a hunky hottie. Also, he's very hot.
Yeah.
And he falls in love with Eunice.
Yeah.
The other thing I would love to talk about is the kissing booth. Because for so many reasons, it's aged poorly. For one, COVID. Gross. But also the fact that they have teenage girls doing this. And then there's an old man and like a little boy in line. I just can't believe kissing booths are a thing.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever like come across one in life.
No, definitely not.
But you're right. Not good. But
they're weird.
Another scene that fed into my sexual awakening for sure. Channing Tatum's jawline when he is kissing Viola, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, go watch that scene and tell me you're not turned on. You're lying if you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was hot. That scene, that kiss is something.
And then just getting decked in the face right after. Yeah. Yeah, she's like, no, a little bit more.
Open eyes.
This movie is definitely not perfect. That's it. That's really all. I think that we covered. I mean, if we missed anything really major, I think the majority of it was, like we said, the gender-based humor and discussion. If we missed anything else major, let us know. I think that's mostly it.
Those are the big things. The only other thing I was gonna like just kind of passively mention was that like it's interesting that this movie is kind of like calling out misogyny and it's like feminist, but all of the like female characters are not on each other's side. Like there's no women supporting women in this movie other than like Viola's friends, but like Olivia and Viola and Monique, like there's never really like kind of Olivia and Viola, but otherwise they're all kind of like sabotage.
Olivia and Viola a little bit because they kind of have like, I mean, Viola is still actually, no, you're right, because Viola's trying to sabotage.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's fine because Olivia doesn't actually like Duke. So it's not like she's like trying to tear them apart.
Yeah. But it's
Anyway.
still like it's catty.
It's very like, fuck that bitch, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say, again, upon this rewatch, I kind of noticed for the first time, Monique misunderstood.
Oh my god, right?
Miss.
What is like she is very much she and Malcolm, the like snitchy guy, give me very Sharpay and Ryan vibes.
Oh my gosh. So true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's I've never viewed her from like this new changed lens of like, oh, she's not that bad. She's literally just like getting dumped with no consideration several times.
Yeah, poor girl.
Yeah. She's just living her life, and you know, she's really being she's in a relationship with someone who doesn't like her, and she doesn't know that, and he's just using her because he thinks she's hot.
Yes, and he says that, and it's fucked up.
It is, and everyone's like, "Oh, the milestone," but you know, that's not okay. And she's just trying to like figure out what's going on and get some answers because she, from her perspective, has experienced a brutal dumping in a restaurant out of
so many people
out of the blue. That not just like a I can't do this, like a get away from me freak. Like imagine your boyfriend just like randomly doing that. Oh my god, yeah.
I would be like heartbroken. And no wonder she keeps calling and texting. Like I would be like, I deserve a fucking explanation. Like she does nothing wrong.
Of course.
Yeah.
And she's also well dressed and she is hot and she has a great comeback line and she is not the villain.
No, she's not.
No.
It's a great segue because quick fire favorites.
Oh baby.
I think we have our Miss Ma'am.
She's totally Miss Ma'am.
Absolutely. We're getting ahead of ourselves because that's one of the last categories, but
Don't
she
even
is the Miss Ma'am.
She's the Miss Ma'am. She's that bitch.
I'm no segue queen like Una, but I should do my best.
No, it was good. It was good. I give it the stamp of approval.
It's perfect. Yeah, she's totally the Miss Ma'am. She has the best outfits. She was, misunderstood. She's glamorous. What's not
good
like?
hair?
Yeah.
Beautiful hair. She's
What's not
funny.
like? Yeah, she haha.
Haha. That's
I mean, haha.
She haha.
funny.
Okay, best most iconic outfit.
Really hard question.
It really
there's
is.
Not really.
Well, you said that like just her as Sebastian in the uniform with the wig. Like I feel like that's pretty.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's probably the most iconic. I actually do really like, maybe an unpopular opinion, her white dress when they're like at the lunch.
Oh yeah, me too.
I think it's kind of fun.
And it like really makes sense for her character because it's got like kind of like the hardware on
yeah.
it. Like, yeah, I think I like that one too.
It is very flattering for her, I think.
I like I also really like Monique's all pink outfit at like the final like soccer.
Yes.
Just to drop in a little fun fact. Real quick.
We love a fun fact.
Carnival scene. You know the carnival scene.
I'm aware.
Okay, but like in the tilt-a-whirl, the little girl in the tilt-a-whirl when she's changing, I went to elementary school with her.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So shout out Cassandra. We didn't really know each other that well, but it was a big deal at our school. Everyone was always like, Cassandra's in this movie.
She's got the sideburn on her face.
I know. It's a very iconic. Like anytime, I've ever told anyone that, which has not been often, but if that has happened, everyone knows that scene. So shout out Cassandra from elementary school. Hope you're doing well, girl.
Cassandra, you don't know me, but I stan.
Yeah.
And I know
I simply do.
If I were her, I'd put that as my Bumble bio or something.
Oh my god, yes. And like my Instagram bio, my Twitter, I'd put it everywhere.
It'd be like my Instagram photo, be me in the tilt-a-whirl.
We should have like interviewed her for this.
We should have. Oh my god, I don't even know. I have no idea where she's at.
Where are you,
Hey Cassandra, if you have a favorite chick flick, hit us up and we'll invite you onto the podcast to do an episode about it. okay, outfit wise, I think that's kind of we talked about the green dress was cute, but yeah, Monique really steals the show with the fashion. Everybody else is like, meh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Side character. Who's everyone's fave? Because there's a bunch of different ones.
It's really hard.
It is hard.
I think Andrew sucks. I think he's like one of the most misogynistic of the guys, and he's like shitty and just like we don't like him.
Yeah.
He's got the one funny line with freshman dorms that away, Twiglet, and other than that,
Got it.
that's it. So not him. Toby's pretty cute and pretty fun, but he's just also kind of like, hey, he's got some good funny moments, I guess. And he and Eunice together are pretty funny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I don't fuck with Eunice.
Oh,
sorry.
You don't fuck with Eunice?
No, I don't fuck with Eunice. I think she does a good job, but I would not call her my favorite character. Like,
no, that's fair. I just think she's funny.
No,
She's
I know.
hilarious.
I just have to say it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Eunice. She's so
Canadian,
much.
I think. And so is Toby.
Well,
I actually don't remember for sure about Eunice, but I know that I think she is, and I know that the actor who plays Toby is.
That's amazing. Yeah, I don't fuck with her.
What about Olivia?
The principal is probably my favorite.
Dean Gold.
Yeah.
David Cross.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite. I also like Paul.
Yeah, Paul's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
He's very funny. I have to say this I guess kind of feeds into favorite scene. One of my favorite scenes is the mustache facial hair sequence because it reminds me of my stunt. Speaking of Othello and Shakespeare and all that, I played a man in Shakespeare's Othello. I played Cassio. If you ever saw it, let me know.
I did.
And I wore a fake mustache, and that was really my real life Viola moment, and I was just
so true.
loving for it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I do really want to play Viola one day though. Anyway, that's just for another day. If any casting directors are out there and are looking for a beautiful, tall, blonde, funny girl,
amazing
to play Viola,
girl.
And I understand that was not very humble of me, but you got to sell yourself, people. You cannot sell yourself short.
DM us at Ugazif podcast on any social media network, and you can cast Una in your next staging of 12th Night.
Here's what we could do, because we were talking recently about making a new like searching for the next Elle Woods Lee Project style show, searching for the next Viola. But it's only you.
I'm the only one competing, and I will win at the end.
You will win, but we do make you do about 10 episodes worth of challenges.
That's totally fine.
That'd be really funny. One to balance beam act.
Yeah,
sure.
A lot of soccer.
I could definitely learn soccer. I'm pretty athletic for considering I haven't played a sport since I was 15.
Yeah, you're pretty athletic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My favorite character.
Oh, I thought you said yours. Sorry.
No, I didn't. But I kind of chimed in.
Go on, please.
I would say I really like David Cross, but I also really like Malvolio, the spider tarantula.
Really steals the show in that one scene he's in.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was one of my favorite lines. He's like, he has an irritable bowel. If you find him.
Oh.
Yeah, like I'm gonna feed the tarantula.
So yeah, Malcolm's also a piece of work. That guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's very funny when
in
when he's got the pillow with
I know
Olivia on it. Feels very me with my Harry Styles pillow.
Oh my god.
Oh, so true.
Outed again on the podcast.
Okay.
He's an insult to me. Yeah.
Best guy?
I think Duke is a pretty good guy.
Yeah, I agree.
He's pretty good. Is he the best? Maybe him and Paul.
Paul's hanging out with a bunch of teenagers. I just don't
but we know he's a dropout.
He's a dropout. He's a dropout.
Well, then I guess so. He's very helpful.
He is.
I do really love the part where like he's dropping off Viola and they get back.
That feels very like improv to me. I hope it was like if you actually listen to what they're saying, it's really funny.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And also I love his little green bug.
Just
to go back to my love for Toby, I think that it was really funny when Viola as Sebastian goes on the double date with Eunice and then obviously Olivia and Duke together. And Toby's like, how come when I wanted to date her it wasn't cool, but now freaking Sebastian wants to, and now it's fine. And like he's just like it's like he's always been like open about the fact that he's got a crush on Eunice, which is kind of cute.
Maybe Toby's the best guy.
I think Toby's maybe even I don't know. We see less of him, so it's hard to tell, but
Maybe the best guy.
I'm a Toby stan.
He's also like kind of the first to kind of be like, come back when Viola like has her gender reveal, I guess.
Yeah.
Come join the team, and he's like patting her on the back and like supporting her during the game too, where everyone else is kind of like,
You're so right. I love Toby.
Toby stands only.
Yeah. Worst guy. Oh, Justin fucking sucks. The coach of the first Andrew, the coach of the first soccer team. Oh, the coach of the Illyria soccer team is a pretty good guy too. I like him. Pretty good.
Yeah.
He's also a good side character. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to say who's the worst guy because I think Andrew makes the worst comments.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Like
he says at one point, like Olivia gives Sebastian like a nod in science class, and I don't know if you catch it because it's a really like quick throwaway line, but he's like, "Oh, she gives good nod."
I did not catch that
because I think the guys were like, "Oh, she gave you the nod. Like that was a good nod," and then you can kind of hear him like quietly be like, "Yeah, she gives good nod."
Oh my god, I totally didn't hear that.
Yeah, so
that's so funny.
Like,
yeah, he's not good.
He does make shitty comments, but I don't really think of him much in this movie. Like,
yeah,
all he does is make shitty comments and then play soccer.
Yeah,
and then it's like maybe gay at the end. We don't know. Maybe he's into Paul. I don't know, and maybe that's why he's making a lot of these comments because he is experiencing internalized homophobia and
potentially
trying to overcompensate. Just in the same way that Amanda Bynes is trying to overcompensate as Sebastian.
True.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, he's been redeemed now.
Nah.
We love him. No. I'm gonna stick with Justin. I think he's the worst guy.
Will you give some examples?
I don't like him much.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Say less.
Well, he's just he's very like supportive of her in private at the start.
Yeah.
He's like, you're like better than half the guys on my soccer team, probably better than all of them. And then, when it's a public thing, he's like, oh, like you're not good enough, babe. Like, really belittles her and just is super, just super douchey and shitty there. And then just kind of continues to be after that. He just sucks.
Yeah, and then he gets very possessive of her at the carnival, even though they're not together anymore, and then punches Duke because of it, and like the violence and the
Then he's just like a douche in the soccer game at the end too.
It's kind of interesting because him and Monique have some of the same behaviors, but different. But like their motivations are similar. That they're like, you aren't breaking up with me, but like, and I think like when I was younger, I used to think that they were the same, like they were the same kind of character. But now I see him for what he truly is.
I see you for what you truly are, which is ugly.
Yeah.
Like another iconic line.
She dumps him for a very like reasonable reason. Whereas like Monique is just like randomly dumped.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do we have a favorite scene, moment? Shot.
I think my favorite scene is like the restaurant scene where
it's really good.
Like all of Viola's friends come and the flirting happens. I think that's just really the cream of the crop.
That's a really good scene.
This movie is just filled with really good scenes though. Like almost every scene there's like like a really funny joke or an iconic line, or the scene itself is just iconic. There's this, I wrote this down. There's like in like kind of the montage of her like getting better at soccer. There's like a dance party on the field where like she just starts dancing like as Sebastian. She starts just kind of dancing, and then they eventually all join in. Like the whole soccer team is kind of dancing together, and then she starts like grinding on the coach goal. She's like, and she doesn't realize he's right behind her, kind of thing. I thought that was kind of like a scene that I didn't really pay attention to before, but was really pretty cute.
Oh, I would love to mention the nightmare soccer scene.
Oh, yes.
Twilight baseball game.
Oh, it so does.
Yes.
That's so funny.
I think that scene probably should have been left out of this movie. It was
It's
felt very out of place.
out of place.
It's cuckoo bananas.
I do like, actually, I mean, I don't like it, but like it's kind of fun seeing her play soccer in that dress.
Yeah.
It is.
And like there are so many layers of underskirt. I can't remember the term.
Oh,
Don't
petticoats.
Petticoat. Oh God, I took so many costume design classes. I can't even remember the word petticoats.
Oh,
Did you see one, Kelly?
No.
I hated the whole movie.
I just didn't find anything. No, like, yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to pick. There was a lot of really great scenes, and I don't think I have a favorite. I mean, I do like the makeover one, but not
of
that
course.
much in comparison to like other makeover scenes in other movies. Just because it's just that's not whatever. It's really hard to pick. There's so many good scenes. I don't think I can pick. I also think the restaurant is really good.
Yes.
Yeah. Just another fun fact. I was just looking through my notes to see if I wrote down any other really good scenes. The one scene where Viola's in the bathroom, like as Sebastian, and Malcolm walks in and is like, shower shoes are to be worn at all times, man. And then Duke walks in and like hits him with a towel. He actually hit him in the eye.
Oh,
Like he hit the actor in the eye by accident with it. So like that's the real reaction.
ow. Oh my God.
That's terrible.
Ouchie,
Oh,
ouchie.
I like the debutante lunch. And then they fight. in the
Well,
bathroom.
that
That's
bathroom
a good
fight
scene.
is so good.
Yeah.
And they didn't use stunt double.
No.
Yeah.
We love this BuzzFeed article. It's really feeding us.
Yeah, and I also just like the soccer scenes because I think they're fun and like
Yeah.
like
I
at
love
the very
the shot too. Like
yeah.
like at foot level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I really like at the end the like final like still image is like him picking like they're playing soccer and she's herself again. She's Viola again. He like picks her up and they have their little couple moment and then it stops and then it like goes to the credits. I really like that.
Yeah.
I do really like that this movie has what I've been craving from every movie, which is a career and love update.
Mm-hmm.
Because we
At the
know
end.
that she is now going to school at Illyria on the soccer team and kissing Duke. All I wanted to know.
When he picks her up like that at the end, oh my God, the power couple of my dreams. I want to be on a soccer team with my big, strong man who like just, we get a goal and then woo, up in the air. Really nice.
Imagine watching that as just like a spectator, somebody in the I almost said the audience. What is it called? The crowd.
like the crowd of the game.
Yeah, like if that was real, like I'm being like, oh my God, those two are fucking like.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't say that because they're supposed to be teenagers, but it's
They're
fine.
Commingling.
Also, Channing Tatum does not look young enough to be a high school student.
I guess all of them are like in their 20s.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he looks
he's
especially
old.
mature.
I think I was reading that like because Amanda Bynes was like she really wanted him in this movie and they kind of didn't want him to be because he's quite a bit older than everybody else. I don't know by how much, but
It's okay. It was meant to be. He was perfect.
Should we discuss the meet cute?
Yes.
Because like there kind of is one.
Yes.
Finally.
This is what I was
There's actually
before when I said there's
kind
some
of
computers.
there's kind of a couple.
Yeah.
I will start by saying that there's a very, very like clear meet cute between Olivia and fake Sebastian Viola, where they literally run into each other and they mention Anthropology, one of my favorite stores. Not to be a consumerist again, but
Are they talking about the store Anthropology?
yeah, they're like
They're
she's like
talking about the topic.
no, they're like she's like where'd you get Viola Sebastian's like where'd you get your shoes and Olivia's like, oh, from my Anthropology. And she's like, oh my God, they have shoes there? Yeah, right, but the accessories. I could quote this whole movie.
Wow, look at you go.
But yeah, that's a very like classic meet cute.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even
Big
think
time.
about that one. Oh my God. Yeah, and then
That
there's
was what I
like
was thinking
two kind of like the first when Duke and Viola Sebastian meet the first time. That's not really a meet.
No.
But what a meet cute for Viola and Duke to just make out.
Yeah.
Well, and first, actually, they kind of run into each other and he's like, do I know you? And she's like, no.
Yeah.
And then they make out and it's so
Yeah.
sexy.
It really is. Such a good kiss.
So good.
Yeah, that's really good. Are there any other meet cutes?
And then kind of a meet cute, Olivia and real Sebastian.
Yes.
Another
Yeah.
kiss meet cute.
Yes. Yeah.
So true.
I never even considered all these.
Yeah.
We
Wow.
are overwhelmed by meet.
We're making up for lost time here because we've been missing some.
Yeah.
And now we have lots.
Yeah, they give us like 3
Wow.
at least.
Incredible.
What about the parents re-meeting?
Yeah, do they get back together? Like that's kind of what it's hinting at, hey?
I think.
They exchange emails and phone numbers.
Yeah, they do.
It's actually really cute. I like that moment.
It's super cute.
How hot do we think the love interest is?
Oh, the hottest so far in any of these movies that we've watched.
Absolutely correct.
By far.
Definitely.
By far.
Absolutely correct. He used to that like there's like a very iconic photo of him like shirtless, like from the first scene that you see him in when you're in the dorm room. That was like I think my phone background for like a long time.
Perv.
Yeah. And what?
Yeah,
He's so
no,
sexy.
He's such a hottie. Shout out Emily, our friend Emily. He's her celebrity crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
He
about,
was mine for a long time.
Same in high school.
What about Justin? Do you think Justin is hot?
He's
Like
fine.
not considering his personality.
Next to Channing Tatum, definitely not as hot as him. He pales in comparison.
He
No
looks like an
offense.
asshole.
He does.
He does. The hair, I think, is to do with it. It's like
Yeah.
he kind of
He's got a really
he's okay.
face.
He does.
But like I think when I was young, I thought both of them were attractive.
Yeah. He's
know what I thought.
he's not ugly.
No, he's not ugly.
He's not attractive.
No, definitely not. Like if you saw him, if he like went to school with you or worked with you, you'd probably be like,
He's
That's-
cute.
Like
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
consider him.
yeah.
Toby, again, I'll die on his hill. I think he's very
Yeah.
hot.
Hottie Lamani with a swimmer's body.
He's hot.
My one per episode Hannah Montana reference.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
What about like real Sebastian? I don't think he's very hot.
Oh, I honestly think they could have found a better Sebastian.
Such as Jesse
Such as Jesse McCartney.
McCartney.
I kind of wanted more of like the like kind of not edgy, but like sort of like edgy, like musician, like artsy, kind of angsty. Like I wanted more of that.
Yeah.
Didn't see enough of it. In like to juxtapose the athlete jock hotness that we were getting from the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been cooler. He kind of gives me like old Drake Bell vibes or something like
Oh,
that.
very
No,
true.
not Drake Bell,
Which is
actually.
interesting because Nickelodeon, Amanda Bynes.
Yeah, true.
Drake Bell.
Yep. So is this conflict realistic?
In many ways, no.
In
It's not
many
at all.
ways.
At all.
Well, like I'm thinking about like obviously the whole her dressing up as her twin brother. First of all, that is not believable because she does not look like him. And
They try to fix it with that one Monique line. You look the same from the back.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll try and set it up for you, and it's still not enough. Also, can I just say here that that's not how wigs work? Thank you.
Thank you. It's not.
Like she like just pulls it off. Like she's got no wig cap on. It's not glued down.
No.
She just whips it off.
Yeah.
That's like the case with a lot of movies with wigs.
Yeah.
Hannah
Wigs can
Montana.
just slip
Yeah.
off.
It's for the convenience of the scene, and I get that, but it's not accurate.
Yeah.
So I'll say that here because it's not realistic. And then I will also say that one of the major conflicts later on when Sebastian comes back and Duke sees real Sebastian and Olivia kissing, and then real Sebastian goes out and plays on the field, and everybody's like, why are you so bad? Like they don't look enough alike. The thing is, like, it's fine that she doesn't actually really look like him because none of the people at Illyria have met him yet, so it's fine. Yeah.
Mhm.
But then when he does come back to just like be like, that's the same person, like, no,
Right?
they don't look enough alike. So
Oh.
And their voices like
yeah,
have a weird accent.
and they're probably different heights. Like
Yeah.
anyway, but we suspend our disbelief.
We do. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's and then also like I think part of the suspending the disbelief is easier because once again, they're in high school and bad at communicating. So like some of those like you know, the like end things with like Duke being really upset and like all of that kind of makes a bit more sense because it's like the kind of, you know, you're just quick to make decisions when you're a teen. Thoughts?
I agree.
Do you agree?
I'm just kind of lost as to what you meant, if I'm being honest. But
well, like I don't know. I just think like I don't know. Now I'm nervous.
No, don't be nervous. I didn't quite understand. Like, what do you mean like about teenagers not communicating well?
Like, I just think like generally with all of these like the high school adaptations, like I think like, you know, teens are like inexperienced with like all of these different romantic things. And I think it makes more sense that like they wouldn't know how to handle these situations or confront them.
Yeah. Okay.
Therefore, like it takes, you know, like the fact that it takes like Duke's really upset about it and takes a long time to like for them to like rekindle and like all that kind of stuff makes sense. I mean, it maybe would be real even if they weren't teenagers, but I think that helps it.
No, I agree with what you mean. Like definitely like you're not as quick to confront because you're a nervous little teenager. But I do think Duke has a reason to be upset because he feels betrayed by this person who he thought was a good friend of his.
Yeah.
Like I think that's more where the betrayal is and why he's upset more than anything else. And I think that's fair.
Yeah, like he was upset that he thought Sebastian and Olivia kissed and then he got upset again.
Yeah, he's just always upset. He's so moody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what that's that.
I agree.
Thoughts on teenagers. Okay. Who are we? Huh?
Oh my God. I forgot about this question. I don't know.
Really hard.
It is hard. This one's hard. I don't know.
I think Kelly, you're somewhere in between like an Olivia and a Monique.
Really?
Yeah, you're not like you're in between them. Like you're the best of both of them.
I predicted maybe a Monique, but I did not predict an Olivia. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun new avenue to go down.
I think Olivia is very like kind of aware of her power and like aware of the fact that she's very hot and she can get what she wants if she wants it, and can kind of like use that to her advantage. And I think she's very smart, and I think she's also, I think, a caring person. And then you have just like the drama and conflama and glamour of Miss Monique.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow, that was great for me.
You're welcome.
You guys know that I know what I want and I know how to get
it. Now you do.
I do.
Una, I think that you are Viola.
No. Stop it. Say more.
I think that Viola knows what she wants and she knows how to do it. And you do.
That's true. That's true.
And you're really good at acting. You did a really good job acting as a man. And I think you pull it off. And you were really hot.
Thank you. Kind of peg you as an Olivia, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I probably would have gone with Olivia personally.
Is it just because we're blonde?
Yeah. No, it's because I don't know. I think she's like, yeah, like she's kind but like strong, and I will say like she definitely like goes after what she wants when she likes someone, which I think is something you do.
That is so true. She really said, Sebastian, I want you, and I'm going to do everything to get you. And that is absolutely what I would do.
Time to make him jealous. Like she's not like subtly doing that. She's like, it's time.
Yeah, she like has a plan, which I've been known to have.
You're known to have a plot or two in your time.
Well, thank you both, because both of those ladies are lovely, I think.
They're fantastic.
I meant every word.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm a Joe. Interesting. Okay.
Don't make me a dog, please.
A dog.
I can't handle it.
What did we say?
I've been Bruiser.
Bruiser.
I've been Kroll, the Warrior King.
How did you know we weren't talking about his penis in that instance? I also see some Viola in you.
Yeah, I do too.
I think you've kind of like got her like goofy, funny charm.
I think you're more Viola than Una is. I'm sorry.
I'm shocked.
I think you're
by
more
this
Olivia.
news.
Hey guys, we're looking to fill a third position on our podcast. If you have any interest, and you're maybe like a short, busty brunette, that's what we're looking for.
And I'll
I've
just
recently had to let one go.
ask. So if you're someone who can take my criticism, just kidding, it's not really criticism.
Like the harsh realities of me not being my favorite character.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about me being Viola.
Yeah, I think like she has like a tenacity to her, and also a goofiness that I see in you. I think like some like the mannerisms and stuff can be the same. Like
Yeah.
if you were in a situation where you had to like be a dude in this scenario, I think you'd behave like that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right? You'd be like, "What up, G-Man?" Like you'd say things like that.
Like,
I can't do it.
bro.
Yeah, you would do things like that.
Aw, I agree.
You're right.
And like,
That's so nice.
yeah,
I thought I was gonna get Eunice.
Oh my god.
I thought you were Arlene before. Now you think you're Eunice.
You need to start thinking of yourself as the main character, Emma Jo.
Yes, bitch.
Thank you. I've always been, I've always felt like a side character.
No, in almost all of these movies, I've thought, like, not all of them, but in a lot of them. Well, in like 13 Going on 30 and this one. And you have some Andy in you too.
This is really nice.
Yeah, like I like
Really honored.
the first thought for you from almost all these movies has been the main character, except for Legally Blonde, because that was obviously Kelly as well.
I'm definitely not Elle Woods. That's
We can't all be.
I'm honored because to get a little bit vulnerable on the pod, I underestimate myself constantly. And this is an example of that. I always am like, I'll give the good characters to my friends because I don't deserve them.
What?
That's what I think.
Oh my god.
You can keep this in. People need to hear this.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is a moment of catharsis on the pod.
And a moment to remind everybody that you too can be the main character.
Yeah.
Not in every movie, but in a lot of them.
Not every movie's about you, but some are.
Some are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Very nice. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad I'm not the tarantula.
Yes.
Yeah, you're a mix between Eunice and Malvolio.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Una, I just want to clarify that I do think you have some traits.
Too late now.
Well,
Okay, go on.
You have some traits,
I think you have some traits.
such as tenacity.
Yeah, you're fun loving, you're athletic, you're sporty, you're nice, you're kind, you're cool. And what
Thank
more
you.
would you ask for?
Yeah.
And I think I could pull a Channing Tatum.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
But that's why I kind of think you'd be Olivia, because I think Channing Tatum would
Oh.
like you, and you'd be like, no, I like this weird boy.
Oh shit, you.
Oh shit.
But like you could get anyone. You're just like you pick and choose what you want.
And I always pick wrong for some reason.
Not always.
A lot of the time.
Well, we went to theater school, so
So true, bestie.
not a lot of
If you know, you know.
slim pickings.
You know.
Slim pickings can make you do things you wouldn't expect.
Okay.
Dating our entire audience.
Yeah.
What is the overall lesson of this movie?
This is hard. Maybe like girls are fast and good at soccer too.
I really didn't see that one coming, but surprisingly, I think it fits. I'm having fun.
Girls, we play soccer too. We're just like you, except we're girls.
Oh, and we're girls.
We're hot girls.
Mhm.
Girls.
That's
That's the lesson, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like at the time, I think they were really trying to be like, girls can do everything boys can do, and sometimes even better.
Yeah.
Is there any other lesson that could maybe be like more refined?
Be yourself.
Yeah.
And also don't if you can be someone else to get what you want, do that briefly.
Yeah.
Or like never stop. Oh, wait.
Wait.
I have a good quote.
Oh, I do too.
If you want to chase your dreams, sometimes you got to break the rules. I think did Paul say that?
Probably. I don't recall.
I think
I
maybe.
don't recall. Sorry.
I think that's a good lesson because I think it's true. I think sometimes to get what you want, you got to break a couple rules.
That's so true.
This is a quote that I took a screenshot of. It was on the cafeteria wall in the movie in the background. And I be paying attention to those things. And it says, "You cannot dream yourself into a character. You must hammer and forge yourself one."
Whoa.
From the play?
No.
It's just in the background?
I thought I Googled it because I was like, oh, is that from 12th Night? Because that would be cool if they'd had a 12th Night quote, but it was just some other quote. And I just thought maybe it was interesting.
That is interesting.
I like that. That's beautiful. Wow.
I think the greatness quote too is
Totally.
relevant. Yeah, I think there's a lot of lessons here.
Yeah.
I guess there's not one overall lesson, but many. And that's the beauty.
And the other lesson, I think, is if you have a nosebleed, stick a tampon up your nose.
Get resourceful.
So true. Do you think Tampax paid for that product placement?
Yeah,
definitely.
I think so too.
Sure.
Is this a good movie, and what do we rate it?
This is a great movie.
This is a great movie.
Great movie. I loved it.
I have to give it 5. I know it's not a perfect movie, but I have to give it 5.
Yeah.
Because it's in my top 3 all time.
5 what?
5 tampons up the nose out of 5.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it 4.5 wheels of Gouda.
Really good.
Yeah. I'm going to give it 4.5 white compression shorts for the knees out of 5.
Crazy that they all flashed, hey?
Yeah.
We didn't really even talk about that because I think that's the obvious
they really did that.
Problems on so many levels with that.
Absolutely. Anyway, that's fine. We'll move right along.
Like the end of the podcast.
Lovely, yeah.
Wow. I just love this. Was a very lively movie and a lively conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us feature one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh my God. Thanks for, wanting to talk about it with us.
Voted by
it was voted on by the public.
Next episode, we will be doing Confessions of a Shopaholic with a special guest. Surprise guest, maybe?
Special surprise guest.
Special surprise guest.
Very exciting. Our first guest.
Get ready to be surprised.
Yay.
And hey, this is I know I kind of joked about it earlier, but this is for real. If you guys who are listening, if you enjoy our podcast and there is a chick flick that you are a diehard fan of that you really, really love, and you would love to come and talk about it with us, we'd be more than happy to have you. We want to talk, we want to chat, and we want to include you guys. So if you are listening and you've got a movie in mind that we haven't already done and that you want to talk about, hit us up.
Yeah. And I know we're so famous and intimidating, but we love our fans. So
yeah.
Please.
We have a whole team of social media people that, they comb through our DMs every day. And sometimes they don't get to all of them, but they do their best. So hopefully we'll see yours. I mean, if you're verified, we'll definitely see it. And we'd love to have you on if you're verified. We want that sponsorship.
And if you're Starbucks, hit us up.
If you're Starbucks, we'll come on your show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you end up buying a color-changing cup from Starbucks, send us a selfie.
Specifically, orange top, jellyfish like pattern.
Is this the only one they have? Not, they have some in a package of other ones, but this is the only solo one they have.
I think so. Red Solo cup.
Oh, yeah.
Well, everybody, please follow us on social media at @UgAsIf Podcast, and please follow us on whatever you listen to us on, and rate and review us because that'll help other people find us.
Please.
We're really excited about this podcast, and we hope you've enjoyed the episodes we've done so far and that you'll continue to listen. We want to make so many more episodes and we want so many more people to listen. So if you are enjoying it too, share us with your friends, your family, other chick flick lovers, other chick flick haters. Maybe we can maybe change their minds. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, share with the haters. I would love to Just do how.
I
What
would
happen.
love a hate comment.
Oh,
Try
someone
me.
hate on us.
Please.
Yeah, but thank you for joining us on our journey to Illyria today. Please keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times. The ride's over though, so you can take them out.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love you. We'll see you next time. XOXO. Kelly girl.